Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of the Digital Ministry Show, where we teach you how to use digital strategy for the kingdom. Today, we're going to talk about 3 tips for your church's email newsletter. Stephen, what's tip number 1?
Tip number 1 is to, and I know this sounds silly, actually have some sort of email newsletter. There are multiple sites that you can sign up for that allow you to use it for free for so many emails sent a week. We know that one of James's favorite, which one is that one?
ConvertKit is a great option.
Yeah. I know a lot of churches who use MailChimp.
MailChimp's a good place to start for free. They can give you up to $2,000 for free.
Yeah. In fact, any church I've ever worked with in setting up a newsletter to start, I've started with MailChimp because they give you so much for free, and they don't advertise on it or do anything other than just a little thing at the bottom that says this was sent by MailChimp, and it's not big or intrusive at all. And this is just a great place for you to keep your church's email addresses and the people who attend, all that information, so that you can send them regular updates. So it's really just important to do this on a regular basis, where you send them encouragement, reminders, all the different things that we talked about in episode 1, where we talked about social media and what you should be posting. The same general idea goes for email. Any other good tips?
I love Constant Contact. I've used it for a long time, so that's kind of my little shout out there for Constant Contact.
Cool. So tip number 2 is to keep it regular. So a lot of churches will just send out sporadic email communications whenever there's a new event, whenever there's whenever they need volunteers, or honestly, when they need money. A lot of times, they'll just send out an email blast and hope that people respond. The key, if you want people to respond, you have to make it a regular thing. You have to make it so that they expect an email from your church every Wednesday morning or whenever you send it. Training people to expect, and this goes back to giving and not asking all the time. If you get in the habit of giving every week via your email newsletter, providing value to your congregation via that, they will come to expect it, to open it, to engage with it. And then when you do include an ask in there, they'll be ready to respond to it. Amy, what's tip number 3?
I would say my tip number 3 would be make sure your emails are mobile friendly. There's a huge percentage of people who view your emails on their mobile device. So that means not only do you use a mobile friendly format within whatever platform you're using, but also when you add links, make sure it's a button rather than just a text link, because if you're trying to click a text link with your little finger or your big fat finger, it's really hard on a link. So you want a button, you want your graphics to be links, and continue to go back to your website with those things.
One tip that I would give is to make sure and have links to all the relevant content that you produce in the email newsletter down below. So you can have a little button that's like the Facebook logo, your Twitter logo, maybe a podcast for the sermons. Put all that at the bottom so it's really easily accessible to the people in your congregation. Maybe they forward an email and say, hey, you should listen to our pastor's sermon, click this button, and just make it really easy for them to find all that. So put those buttons, put them right at the bottom. It's a nice place for them that show where you put all your content on the web.
Good call. Bonus tip from Kelso, number 4. That's it. Is that it, guys, for episode 4?
I think so.
I think so.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to the Digital Ministry Show, where we teach you how to use digital strategy for the kingdom. Stay tuned for episode 5 next time. Till then.
See ya.